Hello, and welcome back to Ask Emmett the Crab. Today we're starting the 2004 questions. And I'd like to apologize for being away for so long. Do you remember that cat that was in my spot? Well, apparently he feels that he has homestead rights, and I've been in a legal battle with him ever since. So you'll notice that we have a new backdrop. So, on to the questions. On May 20th, Kristen writes, if you melt dry ice and bathe in it, will you not get wet? If so, how wet? And if not, where does the matter go, since matter cannot disappear? It can only be moved or changed. Not only will you not get wet, but it will suck the moisture from your eyes, turning them to white raisins, and launch your toenails into orbit. The matter goes into a vortex in time and space, where everything is wet. This would in turn open another vortex, and another. See Dan Can theorem. In short, don't melt the dry ice. For the next question, we have a very special guest question asking person. This is an old friend of mine named SCAREBIRD. Hello! Hello, SCAREBIRD. So, I did my entrance. Waiting on that, I'm waiting on my theme song. Oh yes, your theme song. The truth is that Fritz and I worked on your theme song, but, we don't like it yet, so maybe next time. Okay. Well, the question is this. Although this is an old question, there are at times moments when I quail at the thought of the youth of America's poor grasp of the English language. Perhaps you could once again relate to us the etymology of the word gunk, vis-a-vis Green Uncle Lake, for the benefit of the young'uns here. I could do that. There once was a man. Now this man's name wasn't important, but this man had an uncle that one day drowned in the nearby lake. Of course the man looked everywhere, but he couldn't find his uncle. Then the only clue left to him was the strange shade of green the lake had turned. He looked in the lake and found that it was turning green because of the decomposition of his uncle, who was by then green himself, probably at the bottom of the lake. Of course the green was infectious, and now anyone who touches the water, or gunk, of Green Uncle Lake will themselves turn green and rot away. The word gunk comes from Green Uncle, which was then shortened to gunkle, and then gunk. Thank you, Emmett. Now I have a second question. Perhaps you can shed some light on the following conundrum. It has been proposed in the Dan Can theorem by the Green Llama in 1988 that should Dan Garrett appear on a can, holding a can with a similar likeness on it, ad infinitum, that there will be an infinite number of Danos regressing ever smaller, given that any linear regression of decreasing fractions such as this will add up to a finite number of Danos. Which of them would win in a fight? Furthermore, which one of them could belch the loudest? Well, they are all reflections of the same eternal Dan, and so for them to fight each other would be as pointless as Ator fighting his own shadow in Ator the Fighting Eagle. The first Dan would belch the loudest, but the last, smallest Dano would be the rootin' tootin'est. On May 24th, 2004, Zardos writes, as you know, when one beats heavy cream, it puffs up. And you get whipped cream. What would happen if you could whip it at near light speed? demonstrate this myself, so here we go.
Ask Emmett the crab. Out of space, out of time, he'll listen to you blab about crazy animals, the end of the world. Who would win, this guy or this girl?